Welcome to Tech Talk with WSU Tech, where we dive into all things WSU Tech and highlight the voices within our community. I'm Mandy Fouse, and today we have the honor of chatting with Tia McBride. Tia, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here. So the way that we like to kick things off is we like to have you first introduce yourself and tell everyone how you serve the mission of the college.
Yeah. My name is Tia McBride, and I'm a manager in the People and Culture Department here at WSU Tech. I feel like our department is more of the behind-the-scenes support system to the mission of the college. We are here to be the voice for both the employees and the organization, making sure they are both set up for success. Our goal is to attract top talent, retain amazing employees, and be a part of every single department within the college. That work touches everything from student services to industry partnerships and everything in between.
Now, Tia, you've been here for a while with WSU Tech. How many years have you been here?
Almost 6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
Now, you weren't always in people and culture. I don't know if everyone knows that. So talk a little bit about your journey with WSU Tech, where you started, where you've grown. I mean, I know it, but everyone else, let's tell about how awesome you've been.
Yeah, so I started off at WSU Tech in the advising department, student services, which I am so blessed that I got to start there. And that was my very first experience with WSU Tech because that allowed me to support those students directly. And I feel like that is the heart of what we do, what all of us do here at WSU Tech. And being able to be a part of that as my first experience in employment was just absolutely rewarding. I spent about 3 years in the advising department and met a lot of great people, had a lot of rewarding experiences, but then I decided to shoot for another goal I had and become a member of the HR department, which at WSU Tech is called the People and Culture Department. Mm-hmm. I started off as an admin assistant and had amazing leadership. Every single person I've had at WSU Tech as a leader has been absolutely amazing. They have poured into me. I have grown from an admin assistant, entry-level HR position to a coordinator to a specialist to now I am a manager in the department. And I also get to now be that leadership role for other people within my department and watch them grow.
Incredible. It's been so cool and so rewarding to watch your journey. I think it really speaks and shows to the mission of WSU Tech. And, we talk about growing students, but we really do focus on growing our people. And you are a prime example of rising within. Right?
Yes, exactly. I'm so grateful for that internal growth.
That's awesome. So let's talk. We're talking about growth and we're talking about teams. Let's talk a little bit about your team. So now you have a team.
Yes.
And so how has your team adapted to the new talent needs? Because there's been so much change. I mean, just I scroll on my TikTok and I see all this advice about different talent and things like that. So what has changed? What's different now?
So with attracting talent, it's challenging. With growth it's super exciting, but also it has challenges, like you said. And with attracting talent, we are specifically in the technical education and healthcare fields. Gaining that top tier talent, there's all these other organizations out there trying to grab that top talent. But we're starting to find out that most job seekers are searching for not only a paycheck. Obviously, they're searching for a paycheck in this economy.
We all do that, right?
Yes, but they're also looking for something more. They're looking for flexibility, culture, and a purpose. And I feel like WSU Tech really supports that. We try to strive for having a purpose for a job here, and that's to support our students.
So what are the main challenges that you're finding in recruiting and retaining people?
In recruiting and retaining. So we have done a lot of changes in our department within the past couple of years. And one of them, it seems small, but it has actually made a big impact. And that's just simply updating a system that we had that was outdated for our applicant tracking system. And that we updated to a brand new one. It's more modern, it's more easy, it's streamlined. It allows our department to be able to reach out to those top tier applicants and allows us to have a streamlined process for the hiring managers as well. So just kind of starting at that very front line of what is that very first step of attracting the talent in our department, and having a really good applicant tracking system to where we can retain those people and grab them in, and then also have a streamlined process from the time that they come in to the time that they meet with their hiring manager and all of that as well. Retaining is the piece that is we could get them in, and that's great. But retaining, I feel like, is the biggest challenge. That is where the work comes in. You actually have to walk the walk whenever it comes to what you're promoting out there, what your symbol is for WSU Tech. And that comes from the whole entire college. If we have a mission, values, all of that, we really have to walk the walk. We can't just slap it on the internet and be like, this is a great place to work. We actually really have to promote that and show it. And I feel like we do a great job here at WSU Tech showing that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think what's interesting that you're talking about is the as far as recruiting, that I don't think a lot of people think about is we're not going up against just other educational facilities.
Yes.
When we are trying to recruit talent, we're competing with business and industry. We're competing with hospitals when we want nursing instructors. We're competing with aviation organizations. So I think that's really interesting that maybe people just don't get in if we're having difficulties with recruiting positions.
Yeah, and I feel like our flexibility in the way that we operate is something that a lot of people are looking for. I know I am. When it comes to, the flexibility of, just simply having PTO or extended holiday time with your kids.
Half-day Fridays.
Yes, half-day Fridays. So I know that seems like, a very small portion of being able to retain talent, but it really does matter, people being able to spend time with their family or doing things that they like, that PTO piece is huge.
Yes, definitely. So we've talked a little bit about how the college supports individuals. How does people in culture support and help the people at WSU Tech feel connected?
Yeah, so we, like I said earlier, we are the voice for the employees. It is our job to make sure that they feel heard and that they feel like they belong at WSU Tech. And that starts from day one. So the second that they walk in for their very first day, we're the first people that they see. And starting that relationship off right is super important to how they're going to view our company. And so we have worked really hard the past year or so, being able to really hone in on what type of orientation can we give these employees when they come in. That's going to be more of a personal piece. You want to keep that personal touch in, the interactions with the employees.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have definitely come to a really good place. I think the managers are really liking the new, the new system and just, really trying to see where we need to strengthen. And I feel like the orientation was one of them.
Right. So tell me a little bit more about that, about the orientation. How did that evolve? What did it used to be? What is it now? What was your role in kind of changing that?
Yeah, so orientation, I have personally done, the orientations for quite a while now. Yeah. And they used to be, they come in and they spend a couple hours listening to policies and procedures, and which are very important.
That 10 years ago.
Very important, but also it wasn't very warming experience with, hey, let's have fun. Let's, build a relationship. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about where you came from and where you want to be, and, kind of really just get to know the person. It was more just speaking about, what they need to know about the college, which is great. But we really wanted to transition that, and we have a really streamlined online process now to where all of those talking pieces are pretty much in a module form online. They could get in there, they could revert back to it. It's working really well, but that allows us to be able to meet that employee and really gain that relationship, that first one-on-one piece with that employee.
Really emphasize that voice.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's really great. That's really great. And as a hiring manager, I really appreciate that. And I remember, 10 years ago, sitting in a room full of people that I didn't know, watching a slideshow about all of these things, not knowing, okay, what do I mark on my I-9? What do I do all of this? So I think that's really cool that you get that one-on-one time to ask those questions, break down the barriers, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest piece. I love that aspect of, just really getting to know a new employee.
Well, and it fits your background from advising.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I love that.
It's a natural transferable skill. That's what we talk about, right?
I love that, the fact that I, used to support the students, on the front lines, and now I support the employees and the company, but that, circles back around to being a helping support for the students, in the end. So it's still working with them, but just kind of on the back end now.
That's great. So are there other projects or initiatives that you've had the opportunity to work on during your time here at WSU Tech that you're really proud of that you want to share about?
Yes. So we have yes,
absolutely.
we have done quite a bit in our department within the past couple of years. We've really hit the ground running on trying to just improve. It's a constant. If you're not improving, you're stagnant. And like WSU Tech, we are a fast-paced company.
What?
And so you're always changing. You're always having to adapt. You're always going to have to see what's the next best thing to be able to really support the employees. And one thing that we did was we were our whole team was housed at the NCAT campus. So the whole people and culture team, we were all at that NCAT campus. And as our company grew, we really realized that we need to be more accessible to our employees. And to do that, we really needed to be out in the locations that our employees are at. So we kind of split up our team. We kept a few at NCAT. I went to South. We have someone housing at City Center. And ever since that, I have made that transition and have been at the South campus, I have really seen how that in-person presence has really changed the relationship of the employees at that campus. They have someone to come to just chat. If they have issues, if they have concerns, if they just want to pop in for a cup of coffee. I usually have some fun games in my office. I have an open door policy, so unless I have a meeting sign on my door, you are welcome in my office at any time. And I try to get people to come in my office to kind of change that dynamic of we're not just here. People and culture is not just here whenever you have an issue. We are here to, be a support system. We want to get to know you. We want to see what can we do to help support you in your department. What can we do to? Sometimes people just want to vent. They don't want anything to be done, and that's perfectly okay. And I love that. So I welcome people in my office, and I've seen that huge change of how employees at the South and City Center campus feel like they're heard, and they didn't always feel that way. So
yeah, that's really great. I mean, that's the level of care that we exhibit for our students. So it's great to see that translated for our employees.
Yes.
And giving that. And you're not just the voice now, you're the ears.
Yes, the ears.
You're the feet.
Problem solvers. And we're there to build a relationship, and like I said, people kind of think that sometimes they can only pop in if they have an issue. Definitely not. We are not here just for issues. We're definitely here if we have an issue.
Yeah.
But
still come see you.
Yes.
There's issues, right?
But we're here, like I said, just to be a voice.
Great. So Tia, how can WSU Tech and the broader community help support your mission and the work that you do?
Yeah, so we thrive on open communication, whether it's feedback, collaboration, just sharing ideas. We love when departments or community partners come to us and ask, what can we do to work together? Investing in professional development for employers and being willing to involve workplace culture is huge in how fast-paced our college operates.
Right.
From the community side, continue to partnering with us in talent pipelines and internships, outreach ensures that we're not just filling jobs, we're creating a future.
I love that.
Yeah.
Not just filling jobs, creating a future.
Yes.
That's great. Well, Tia, I want to say thank you so much for all the work that you have done. Thank you for, from your beginning of your journey of impacting lives of students to now impacting lives of employees, which then in turn impact the lives of students.
Yes.
Thank you for all the work that you've done, for growing with us. It's been really an honor to watch your growth here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on Tech
Yes,
Talk.
yes.
Awesome. Has
Exciting.
it been good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. Awesome. And thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk with WSU Tech. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And until next time, stay connected and keep exploring the incredible work happening here at WSU Tech. Thanks, Tia.